Alright, welcome to North Star Angling. Out here today on Lake of the Woods, and we're talking Lake of the Woods resorts, sleeper houses, cabins. Ultimate ice fishing dream, man. You live in this state, you want to come up to Lake of the Woods and you want to do this. And we're looking at two resorts today. Arneson's Rocky Point, where Mike and I have stayed a couple times before, and we've just come off 3 days here at Zipple Bay. I'm in Zippel Bay right now. And we're going to compare the two, contrast the two, because there are some differences, and kind of show you what to expect on each one. So stay tuned, we're going to take a look, see which one we prefer, because there is a definite answer, and we're going to let you know what's going on. Hey, be sure to subscribe down below. North Star Angling, usually work in the metro and stuff, but sometimes we take fun road trips. And alright, resorts, let's check them out. Alright, so starting off with Zippel Bay here. Here's what you see when you first come into the resort. Here's the main building. That's where you'll sign in there on the left. It's the office, the main office. Got a little fish cleaning station right here. You're staying on the cabins and stuff up in the shore. Here's where you'll come and clean the fish, of course. Looks like a pretty nice setup. Got the holes and stuff where you can dump the guts right there. Got some cabins on the shore there. Now, of course, we did the sleeper house, but there's where you drive in there. You'll drive in a lake right there. So the first thing we can say about Zippel Bay, it's even hard to tell because there's not very much snow up here, but the plowed roads are sure extremely wide, so that's nice. Probably a lot handier when the snow is waist deep. Alright, here's a Zippel Bay three-person sleeper in its outhouse. That's what to expect about size-wise when you're heading up. Alright, taking a look at the Zippel Bay three-person sleeper house. Three-person house. You got two bunks over there. Couple holes. You get a stovetop. That's it, no oven. You get a very small table. And there's another bunk over here that comes down, and a shelf. So this is what it comes with when you show up at Zippel Bay. There are quote unquote rattle wheels. I would invest a lot of faith in these things. Seems like an odd layout because when you put that bunk down, you're going to cover two holes. You put that bunk down, you're going to cover two holes. And I can almost, if I stand in the middle and lean, I can touch that one. And if I lean on my other foot, I can touch the bunk. So I can stand in the middle and touch all four. So that's it. It's, we'll say cozy. It's cozy, but it puts you on Lake of the Woods and it puts holes under you. So you can come up and make it happen. Alright, another thing I can tell you if you're coming up to Zippel Bay, bring your own rattle wheels. They say their houses come equipped with rattle wheels, and technically they do, but what they are is just spools of monofilament line. I mean, that's your rattle. Not gonna wake you up. Bring your own rattle wheels. Any aftermarket professional rattle wheel is going to work better. You can get that thing to clamp on there. There's plenty of places to hang them, but just because they say they have rattle wheels, don't forego. Bring them up. You'll be thankful you did. All right, at Zippel, your sleeper house comes with an outhouse. And best thing I can tell you about this thing, man, your life will be miserable if you don't bring up a little heater to the outhouse, because you're just sitting on wood. And trust me, you want the heater. Bring a heater. Also bring your own toilet paper. Alright, so looking at the house now in its sleeping mode, if you will, in the lived-in condition. So here you put your stuff in, you put a couple guys in here, and look, the holes are under the beds. This is just silly. I mean, you can't you have to have the beds down to have a place to put stuff because there's nowhere to set anything. But if you put the beds down, the holes are under here. It's just the strangest layout. I mean, you can get to those two, and that's it. Something else to mention here about the difference between Zippels and Arnesons that we were discussing. Man, in Arnesons, they drop you off in those tank things, and you feel remote. I mean, the nearest people are a quarter mile from you. But here, you're in the thick of it. There's people everywhere. Not necessarily quiet. It's fine. I'm sure they're not busy catching fish. But you're definitely in and amongst everybody. I mean, his house is right over here. So there's something else to note here as we're kind of comparing the two. But you will have neighbors. So one thing that Zipple Bay offers that Arneson's does not is the option to have a deeper house to fish during the day, separate than the sleeper house. And that's nice because, you know, at least you don't have to deal with the bunks over the holes. And we weren't quite as on top of each other. A little more open here. It's pretty much bare bones, 6 holes, a heater, and some chairs. But, you know, it's kind of nice, you know, going back and forth between the two houses, and offers a pretty interesting option there. All right, let's take a look at Arneson's here and compare the two. All right, so taking a look now at Arneson's Rocky Point Resort. I should mention we did a pretty in-depth review of this place last year when we were up here, so we'll link to that video down below. Now each trip starts out in this tank thing. I forget what they're, bombardier. I think they're called a bombardier. But you load your stuff in and they take you out to the spot, which I think is kind of neat and is part of the experience. But on the flip side, it's pretty handy too, staying at Zippel, to drive yourself, you know, if you need to run to town, if you forget something, you know, you can drive yourself in and out. But I like the tank ride out there. It's kind of part of the experience. They drop you off here. Look, there is nobody around this house. It doesn't look that much bigger on the outside, but just it's palatial on the inside in comparison here. It's a far better setup with the 2 bunks are in back. The toilet is inside, you know, therefore heated. There's an oven, table, 4 sets of hole cutouts like this. It's 2 holes per cutout, where you can store some beverages and catch some fish. And here, even with all our stuff, you know, there's plenty of room. 3 or even 4 people could make this work. We did it with 2, so tons of space. And we cut some nice walleyes, a lot of small sauger, of course, but mixed in with some nice walleyes. The night bite is all about the eel pout, but it's really a great experience. All right, so we're packing up to leave here, and we just want to say for sure, in our book, it's Arneson's all the way, man. Oh, Arneson. We tried this year for a change of scenery, and I got the 2-house thing that we wanted to check out, but man, the houses are so small. I mean, Arneson's is just palatial in comparison. And at Arneson's, the bite was, you know, on and off all the time, but here, it's just been off.
Yeah.
So
all we managed to catch is like 8 to 11 inch saugers.
We have caught, and not even all that many. You know, at Arneson's, you
right.
catch all these saugers, but then you have the other fish mixed in. But we caught, I don't know, well, Northside didn't catch a fish all day yesterday, and we caught, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 little saugers a piece in a whole day of fishing. Nothing on the flags, nothing on the rattle wheels. Again, bring your own rattle wheels. But
catch one pike here.
But we're not saying that none of these people out here are catching fish, or the people at Zippel never catch fish, because obviously they do. But we didn't, and next year, you know where we're going.
Non-Zippels. We're the non-Zipple Bay Resort.
Hey, but we had to come try it, and I want to give you a look at what's here, in case you want to come try it, and you have some really, really good friends with, that you want to spend some time in a tiny little area. Come on up. But for us, man, Arneson's next year. But hey, hope you enjoyed looking at the resorts, and come on up and catch some walleyes. Stay tuned next time. North Star.